Aloha, sir. Let's make sure we're in tune here. E. A. D. G. B. And E. Alrighty. So I'm going to talk about the first two lessons, spider exercises, teeter-totters. Then I'm going to give you a basic one of the three scales. Next week we'll touch upon the other two scales. This one is just the one with the open note phrasings. So here we go. Excuse me. First finger on the F note, the lowest string, on the E string, at the first fret. We're going to be playing with the first finger. You can play with your thumb if you want. I noticed you were intertwining between the two. I would suggest doing all thumb. Right? It's going to help you get a little bit more acclimated to just using your thumb for individual notes, going all the way through the structures and keeping our fingers on there in the same timing. I'm going way too fast, but if you're doing this, it should be something along the lines of 1, 2, 3, 4. If you're so inclined, you can do up notes or alternate down, up, down, up. Either way, everything we do is a practice tool for show. So what we're going to do is we're going to go first finger all the way through these, keeping at a consistent pace. Make sure when we get up to the top to go all the way back to the bottom, or as you were doing when you get all the way up the top, go all the way back down. All of these practices make perfect, believe me. Practice the practice, practice. When you get done with doing one and you get done and you're doing your switches, switch your finger over here to maybe your second finger, the middle finger. I know it seems counterproductive to play with your middle finger because you're like, well, when am I ever going to use that? Even if you were to start plucking with your pinky finger, the only thing that happens is you get a lot stronger and you get a little bit more finger recognition and muscle memory from this little digit. Other than that, I do not strum or pick with my pinky unless I'm doing something silly fancy, or you know. But the end result is it makes our fingers stronger and it gives us fretboard knowledge and it helps us, you and I, have a communication. Because I can say go a minor third from your F note, and knowing that F to F sharp is a minor second, knowing that F sharp to G is a minor second, and that G to G sharp is a minor second. Well, 1, 2, 3 minor seconds equal a minor third. So things like that we talk about, if you enjoy that process, wonderful. I could use that to describe why a C major has a an E as a major third rather than a E flat as a minor third. We could get into that, or I could say, hey, there are 4 half steps in between the tonic, 1, 2, 3, 4, for a major, and then 1, 2, 3 to a minor. We could talk about that till the cows come home. However, we're not analyzing chords because you already got your chords. What we're going to do is practice on how to get those chords out more efficiently and fluidly in the right fingering position, so in certain progressions you're setting yourself up for success. I noticed that you played your G major this way. That's wonderful. I have a heck of a time getting my students to learn how to do that. The idea is if you could play a G like this and a G like that, you most certainly can play a G like this. The cage system dictates that if you bar the 3rd fret and play an E major, ta-da, it will give you a G because of E, F, F sharp, G. Same thing works with the A. A. This is our spider exercise. Sorry. This was our spider exercise. I'm talking about teeter-totters right now. So an E major teeter-totter, take the first finger off the G sharp, put the second finger that was on the B onto the G sharp, take the finger that's on the E, put it on the B, and then bring the pinky onto that note for the next E. Same chord, different fingerings. We now can scoot that up and have a finger to bar, as you noticed. And if we didn't do that, we wouldn't have that finger to bar. And it would be impossible to take our pinky and put it right there to close those open notes. Therefore, E, E, F, F sharp, G, G sharp, A, D, D flat, C, B, or C flat, B flat, A. Heck, you can even go A flat, but you gotta be careful of hitting that A note. Here's where we are. All of these are simply explained by playing a D major, taking our first finger off the A note, putting our second finger that was on the F sharp onto the A note, taking our third finger that was on the D, putting it onto the F sharp, and then bringing the pinky on to the D note. Same chord, different fingering. When we scoot it up, we now can bar that first chord to make a D sharp major. So what we're trying to enforce here is just seeing chords as being mobile and movable. The last thing that we'll do besides just the spider exercises, which, you know, 5-10 minutes of do 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 do, so on and so forth, every day in the morning or at night is going to lead to a little bit faster note location and muscle memory, and helps with a little bit of arthritis. When you're doing this, make sure that you're keeping your thumb fluid back here. I know that you have a little bit different seating stance here, and your thumb probably is not on the back of the neck as most people's is. Just be conscious of it while we're doing it, and then be conscious you're not always just thumbing out these notes. You're trying to play with your first finger as well when doing your spider exercises. The last thing I'm going to leave you on here, because I don't want to make this video way too long, is a C major scale. C is played at the 3rd fret with our 3rd finger. We're going to play the open D string right above it without moving anything on our hand. C, D. We're going to put down our 3rd, which is our E, 2nd fret, 2nd finger. We're going to take our 3rd finger, which was on the C, and play the F, which is the perfect 4th. We're then going to play a perfect 5th, which is an open string, G. We're going to lay down our 2nd finger on the 2nd fret, just the same we did for that E note, but now it's going to be an 8. And then we're going to play an open B, which is on the open D string, and then 1st fret for the C. Here are the fretting names. 3rd fret, open. 2nd fret, 3rd fret, open. 2nd fret, open. 1st fret. Here are the note names. C natural, D natural, E natural, F natural, G natural, A natural, B natural, and C natural. When I play this construct, I start off very slow, and I do things like C, D, C, D, C, D, C, D, D, E, D, E, D, E, D, E, E, F, E, F. Notice how these are all 2-note frequencies. F, G, F, G. When I get all the way through my scale preferences, I then do 3-note structures. C, D, E, C, D, E, C, D, E, C. You guessed it. D, E, F, D, E, F. When we do all of these in the key of C major open, C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C, we will have the ability to call back on those while doing a, let's say, we'll be able to use that C major, do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do, over the top of that C major chord with function and ease like you wouldn't believe. It's a little bit of the spider exercises between, but not all half steps work in a C major scale. So what we do is we find all the notes that don't work, and we put it in the notes that do work, and we feel our way around the fretboard together, having a vocabulary and a terminology together and a certain rapport. So what I would like to see is next week when you come back, just be able to fly through the do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do kind of movements. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Don't stop and go back to the beginning, or as you like to do, go all the way up to the top and then all the way back down. This stresses being able to articulate what our brain wants our fingers to do. Try not to hop around and try to give each single note the same amount of attention that you gave each prior note and each note to come. Notice how I'm going at the same speed. It's about what I'm talking at. But what I do is I switch these up so I get a little bit of muscle memory energy. Mine looks something like 1, 4, 2, 3, 1, 4, 2, 3, 4, 3, 2, 1, 4, 3, 2, 1, 4, 3, 2, 1, 4, 3, 2, 1. So what happens after a period of time? All of these exercises turn into melodic functions. Ta-da! That's the point of practicing the practice of practicing. When we practice such variables as practice every note variable within a chord, it makes sense which notes work and which notes don't. You and I find out what those are and we figure out the names of them, and then it becomes like second knowledge that you don't play a G sharp in the key of C, because if you do, You get an augmented chord. Ooh. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna talk about all this awesomeness, but we're gonna take it at whatever pace you want to do it at. I know that I talk fast. If I ever jibber jab too fast, say, slow it down, buddy guy. I need you to go slower. You can also go up to the function here in the top here, hit the button, move the playback speed so it is a little slower, and I will do my best to talk a little bit slower as well. There isn't any expectation besides having fun. So if you're having fun and we're gonna keep doing this, keep going, but trust me, if you play these spider exercises and give yourself the devotion for 5 to 10 minutes a day to do this, you take every chord that you have and you look at it as a teeter-totter and being able to move it. This chord structure moves its way all the way up here and all the way up here. So you can hear major, minor, minor, major, major, minor, diminished, and it resolves back to the major. Really looking forward to being on this musical journey with you. I had a great time today. I hope you did too. I'll see you next week. Aloha.